replacement troops, infantry, and we got off the boat, and that same afternoon where they loaded us up on trucks and we went up the front lines that same afternoon. My first experience, we got out of the trucks, and then you could hear the firepower ahead of machine guns and so on and so forth, and I was with a Sergeant Bowie from Texas, and this was his second tour, and he was right by my side, and he was explaining to me how you could know where a German sniper was located at by the fire of the bullets if they didn't get you, going by. As he was telling me that story, he up and put his rifle up and shot the sniper, but quite a number of yards ahead of us. Of course, he fell out of the tree. He was more accurate than the German sniper was. And that was the taste of a war. The cold, it was miserable. As we went on a few miles, I guess maybe a mile or two, we spent Christmas Eve in the foxhole that had been as a replacement. I mean, the GI that dug the foxhole, I mean, they were, killed or wounded. And so we spent Christmas Eve in the foxhole, and it was so cold, miserable. There were dead GIs laying, I mean, or every so few feet, and I mean, we were so cold, and we took their socks and jackets off so that we could, keep from freezing to death. And that's how we spent Christmas Eve. As we moved forward, we encountered the German, those Nazi 88s, and their, what do they call them, those tanks, and I remember there's half a dozen boxcars right ahead of us, so we thought we'd be smart, and we hid in those boxcars. It wasn't about 5 minutes later, I mean, Germans, they started with those 88s and started shooting those boxcars in those boxcars. So that's the first time that we ever retreated for about 2 miles. And of course we regrouped, and then we marched forward again. And as we marched forward, I mean, we encountered all Nazi strafing, the airplanes. I mean, the bullets were just flying, just on the side of us, because I mean, that's the way they were part of their warfare. But we kept moving forward. I think we were online for about 2 weeks, 10 days, 2 weeks. Then we got what we call R&R. We went rest and recuperation. I think we went to Paris, I mean, for 3-4 days, something like that, and they trucked us back. But after that, I mean, we were on line all the time. Just moving forward, I mean. We were headed for Dachau, the concentration camp. Yeah. And of course, we never knew what to expect, I mean. Of course, as soon as you hit Dachau, I mean, you could smell the burning bodies and bodies of in boxcars and bodies all just like lined up timber, I mean, piles and piles. I mean, there were bodies, naked bodies, and then we found this particular camp, I mean, that these prisoners were in, and so we opened the gates for those people, and I mean, of course I have pictures of that I can show you, and of course some of those people have been there for 5 years, in those prison camps. I mean, then I think American Red Cross came in and gave the people all food and if they needed any kind of medication, so on and so forth. I mean, they were real well taken care of then. And after about 2 or 3 days, I mean, then we just left the camp, I mean, to the rest of the American military, and then we just moved on. And I mean, towards we were heroes, you know. I mean, to go there and open the gates. I mean, for them to come out. I mean, we were treated as heroes. I mean, the American soldier, you know. I mean, he was just was life-saving to them, because they thought there would be the rest of their lives. They thought they would be the next ones to be burned, you know. I mean, to be in incinerators. And well, you thought, well, this can't be, you know. How could anything like this happen, you know? Surely, I mean, there must have been people in the villages that lived, you know. I mean, in close proximity of the camp. I mean, of what was going on, you know. And maybe there wasn't anything they could do about it. I really don't know.